in a new cycle. Thank you. We're in a new cycle called AI. So, I started to look again. I said, wait, if we missed the first wave, which was the cryptocurrency wave, right? Right now, if you're trying to be a multi-millionaire in cryptocurrency, you need to have a fat pocket, right? Because the risk level is so high now, right? And then the reward is also high, don't get me wrong, but you really need to be deep in your pocket, right? And then looking at this new wave, I said, okay, how can we position ourselves, right? Especially as a community, how can we position ourselves to take advantage of this big move? So I started to ask around what AI companies can we find, because first of all, I'm also an affiliate marketer and I'm also full-time in crypto. And I understand that if you put these three elements together, you might have one of the biggest equations for success that anyone could possibly create. And that is what has landed us where we are today, right? We're going to talk about a company where an individual that we have spoken to over the last 4 months has already made $2 million, right? And personally myself, we are doing it very well. We are seeing a lot of six-figure earnings in our community in just 4 months. Once again, the combination, that equation of being able to find an opportunity that's duplicatable, being able to be in the crypto space and have these gains that you wouldn't find in traditional markets. And then number three, being able to apply yourself with this era, this cycle of AI will lead to a lot of wealth for people in our community. And that's exactly what's going on, right? You can see the United States is pushing heavy on AI, right? And these guys are the leaders when it comes to innovation. They're the leaders when it comes to putting the world on the global stage. But we also know that the folks from Asia are also on another level, right? DeepSeek came in, and now you have people in Asia creating things beyond people's imagination. Then you have people in India doing the same thing, right? So we had to find something that worked for us in our space, right? Inside this passive income space, we have seen that time and time and again, there have been different companies and different business models that have come in, and one of the reasons why I was able to have a lot of success 2 years ago was because we found a business model that was unique to the space that nobody had at the time. And we created a lot of success. And some people on here might have been a part of that journey, and created success with us. But today, we are here again because we have found something that presents a unique opportunity. Now, I want to stress this out. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not the guy to tell you what to do with your money, right? But folks, we are following the patterns of success. Some of you have seen other people in this space that create, multiple figures worth of success for themselves and for others. And you've also done it yourselves, right? In other companies. So you know exactly what I'm saying. Everything I'm saying is not, me creating things up just to sell something, but we are being real as a people. This is really a space where you can do very well for yourself, right? So we'll talk about this unique opportunity very briefly. Now, some of you might have been on here initially to watch the video that was played. Actually, let me see if I can find that video. Okay. Now, if you didn't watch the video prior, I'm going to bring it back just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. There's something very important I just wanted us to see, and then we'll go over what this is for many of you that, have been following the news, stock market. You know who NASDAQ is. You know what your job, your responsibility is, right? So I'm going to start off from somewhere right here, and I want you to take a close look at some of the people who are being invited onto the stage, okay? This is a company called Aifeex Nexus Acquisition Corporation. Now, it used to be called something else, right? I'll get that information in a few once we are done watching this video. And the next thing is there are certain people who have been invited onto the stage, as this is the CEO of the board of the previous company that got acquired, right, by a company that we are a part of today, Aifeex. This company you're seeing here, these guys are leading the wave in AI technology, and they are taking a different angle, right? Other than OpenAI and ChatGPT, they are focused on AI fund investment products. That was the first product they brought to the world. And now they have other products. We'll look at some of these other products as well, right? But in this video, you're going to see some key characters that are going to appear. Um, this was done on April 9th in downtown New York, right? Many of you know where this building is. This is the official NASDAQ building. One of the, many buildings that they have and one of the many rooms that they have where they do an open bell and a closing bell for new companies, right? Basically, when a new company is getting listed on the stock market, whether you've heard about it or not, almost every day there's probably a listing, right? Many of them we never care about because they're not multi-billion or trillion-dollar companies, right? But when a new company gets listed, there's a process they go through first prior to getting listed. A lot of check scrutiny, balance books have to be checked. A lot of different things have to be done, right? And then once they get approved and they get listed, then they are invited to be a part of this open bell or closing bell. So real quick, we just want to look at some of the people on here and then dive into the magic of how this company allows you and I to create, if not a livable income, generational wealth, right? So just watch this for a second and I'll be right back. Right here on the screen, right, there's two individuals that I can see clearly that I want to point out to, right? And then we're going to start today's presentation. This gentleman right here and this gentleman right here, who you can tell from his proximity to the CEO of the acquired company, right, has to have a higher position in management, as well as this gentleman right here, as well as this lady who represents an Asian team of investors who are part of this newly listed company, right? So here is a gentleman by the name of Mr. Marquez, and this gentleman here goes by the name of Ford Cooper. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the presentation slides, and then we are going to be able to dive into who these individuals are and what role they play and why they are important. But before we do, we just want to briefly look at the stock. So in case you guys are interested, you can always go look for it. Its ticker used to be SPHAU, right? Which is the name of the previous company that was acquired. See if it actually pops up here. Yeah, so the name was changed. Okay, can't find it here. It's on my phone, so when I switch over to my phone, I'll be able to give you the name. But so this is the company. You guys can go read more about it. This is on NASDAQ. I believe they should be trading right now. When you watch that video, we'll share it again. They give you more information about all the different things this company does. So now let's go into this presentation, right? So Aifeex, these guys have started their global campaign. They have been growing this AI-driven trading community, AI assistants, and AI products and services across the world, right? They've also paid for advertisement. Why? Because we'll come to the conclusion this company has real AI products. We have used it. You can use it today, okay? And if gone ahead and paid for advertisement in different international airports around the world, right? This is not edited pictures, folks. This is the real deal. They have done this, and you can actually, if you find any of these ads in any of these airports, if you download the app, you can check in, you can submit the proof that you were there and saw it, and they give out free crypto every single day, right? This is part of their growth mechanisms just to just to tell people that hey, we're expanding and you can be a part of what we are doing. Also, they are looking for community builders, people because they're taking the non-traditional route. They're focusing more on people engagement, right? And they're, moving most of the marketing money they would have put to mainstream media into the hands of individuals like yourself and myself. And you can open up your own office, right? You can open up your own office, community studio for this company. They would reimburse you, right, up to $10,000 the minute you decide to be a part and take advantage of these opportunities, right? And for leaders globally around the world that like to have in-person presentations just to educate people, right? I've been in the space. Currently, I believe I've taught more than 500, if not 1,000 people how to trade meme coins on Solana. And I did this for free, right? But here we have an opportunity where a company is willing to even credit you $500 just to have a physical meeting presentation in your own town or community. Okay. So there's a lot of success stories. There's a lot of people who have taken advantage of this so far. Right. But to me, we all know trading is really where it's at. I really respect people who can trade because it's a skill and it's a discipline that is not easy to acquire. But for the majority of us who don't have that skill set yet, right, even though we could be working on it, we want to use technology. You see, the fact that somebody can dig the ground with a shovel doesn't mean you have to also go use a shovel. Today we have tractors, right? You sit inside, you just press a button, and it will do the job. Even today we have machine-controlled tractors. You don't even have to be inside. You could just be in your home and push a button, and you want to cut the grass, it cuts the grass. You want to vacuum your house, the machines vacuum the house, right? So we don't all have to take the hard route. You can take the simple route. Okay. So this company has created AI, a wide variation of AI applications already that we can use today. Currently, the one that is in use is the AI assistant, right? Now, AI assistant is an AI that has been built specifically to perform a certain task. We'll look at examples. I'll show you guys when I cross over onto the app how you can today, without even knowing how to be a programmer, you can build your own websites, your own animated videos, and all these things by texting AI or voice command. AI, go do this for me, and it will do exactly what you asked it. If it can't, it will tell you why and give you reasons as to how you can tell it to basically do exactly what you want it to do. So once again, this is exciting to have. They have their film and television AI. This is yet to come out. Personally, I'm excited because I have tried using this AI many times to write scripts, and it has. So I know the minute this is ready, I can write a script for a children's book, children's film, YouTube, whatever video, send the script here, and it will create an entire movie, short clip, or cartoon, and I will put it on YouTube, and I'll begin to make passive income on YouTube. This is what this company has created, and you can use these products today for free. For free. This is how the app looks like. You don't have to spend any money, right? Just to use their application. So that's a good thing that they have. Now we're going to talk about trading, right? So this company is able to help us make profits every day. They have an AI fund manager. That's what they call it, but you can call it a high frequency algorithm. You can call it a trading robot. But this robot is running alongside machine learning, and I'll explain how it actually trades so you can understand why this is different from just any AI bot that you can purchase for a couple $100s a month in subscriptions, because this is something that adapts in real time to the market, right? So there are fund managers. This is what they do, right? We are able to deposit cryptocurrency, right? Once you download this application, once again, this is how the application looks like. Let me just go back real quick. As you can see, once you download this application, right, you would then be able to create your account. Now, how do you download the application? You will need a link from someone who already uses the application. Okay, so if you're already here and you're, trying to figure out how to download it, please just text the person that invited you. They are most likely going to send you their link so you can just try to use this AI for all the different features it has, right? The next thing is the AI fund manager is divided into four different parts, right? So inside this app, you have a digital crypto wallet, which is on chain. You are able to deposit USDT, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Today they have BNB and TRX as well. When you deposit these cryptocurrencies, you are able to stake them right into these fund managers so their AI can trade for you. So once again, we should understand that this entire market of cryptocurrency presents itself as a risk-based market. If anyone tells you there's 100% guarantees in anything in this space, they're lying. The last time I checked, everyone was so confident Bitcoin would be at 250,000 the minute the ETFs came out. How many of you heard that, right? Your favorite YouTubers and your favorite analysts on TV, they were so adamant. They told you get it now because there was no way it was not going to be 250,000 already before today. And today we saw Bitcoin tank, come back up, and tank right back again. So people that went in and took loans, right? And all these things just to buy Bitcoin are literally about 20% down, if not more, depending on when they got in. So there's no guarantees in this space. But once again, timing is how we take advantage of this market. This is a new company. It's only 4 months old, right? They have built systems that, give them the probability of running and having a long-term ecosystem that will benefit every single person, right? Is there a time that they could transition and, create other products? Yes, right? Every company is for profit. And the only way they can win is when they make people also win. So if you're here, you are part of the people that are going to be winning here because you are taking advantage of timing, right? So now you can deposit your crypto and you decide to take the risk to lock it in for 7 days. You can lock it in for 30 days. You can lock it in for 90 days, or you can lock it in for 365 days, right? You have the choice. Now, it creates profits, okay? Each of these different fund managers creates daily profits 7 days a week. They trade cryptocurrency on centralized exchanges. Yes, we are able to see every single trade, and we'll show you inside the app as well, right? So the fund manager on the 7 day contract earns a total of around 1% a day. Okay. This 1% a day is the total profits generated for investors, company, and rewards and community promotions, meaning that investors do not receive the entire 1%. In fact, every single percentage you're seeing here, 1.3, 1.6, 2.0, represents the total growth per day of each fund. As investors, we are entitled to only, let me highlight this, 45% of all profits generated. Okay. So whether it's 1% a day, that will lead you to having 0.45% in investor returns. Whether it's 2% a day, that will lead you to having 0.9% in investor returns. Okay. So let's go on back here. And so now the question is, well, okay, we understand that we are locking up our crypto, but do we get it back? Yes. After the 7 days, your capital is returned back to you. You do not even have to request it. When the contract ends, it instantly, within the 24-hour cycle, sends it back to your wallet. You can then take your capital out of the system by withdrawing it out the wallet, sending it to your Coinbase, your Kraken, or whatever trust wallet, whatever you use to hold your crypto, right? At the same time, when you make profits every day, you are 100% entitled to your profits. That you can withdraw any day, anytime, anyhow you want to do it. Okay. So the question now you pose is, okay, well, how do we make this money, right? I have $100, right? Somebody reached out to me not too long ago and said, Kojo, I have $100. What do I do? I said, well, you have a unique opportunity here, right? You're not going to make $1 million overnight, but there's two things you can do. And so I started to share with them. So you can earn 0.45% every day if you choose the weekly contract, okay? You can earn 0.45% every day. And you can decide that when your profits come in, you would quickly pull all of that out. Minimum withdrawal is $10, right? If you want to pull your crypto out these wallets, you can withdraw every day, right? The earnings you can pull into your wallet. To pull it out the wallet, you need at least $10 minimum, right? So you can take this every day, and you can decide that at the end of the weekly contract, when your capital comes back, you will roll it over with your profits so you can grow it faster, or you would just take every dollar that is paid out to you because that is yours. You're in control of that till you have made back your $100. And then you can decide to grow your investment fund. Okay. Once again, this is not financial advice. This is just something a friend of mine asked me and I told him, right? Now, the next part would be the 30-day cycle, right? He says, well, what if I have a higher risk appetite? What if I just want to sit back a little bit and watch my money grow? I said, well, you can do a monthly contract, right? You earn 0.59% every single day, right? And what happens? That means that within a space of 30 days, actually, let me go. I want to put the monthly return on the first one as well. So at 0.45% a day, if you were to look at it, right, on a monthly basis, right, because a lot of people are, they like to calculate things by what do they make at the end of the month, right? Why? Because we're used to salaries that get paid monthly, and then now they get paid weekly and bi-weekly, right? So here we have 13.5%. It's what you can earn on this weekly if you were to calculate your returns per month, okay? Then on the monthly, your crypto is locked for 30 days. You only get access to your capital after 30 days, okay? So you earn 0.59% a day. Now, 0.59% a day times 30 days is going to be 17.7% that you have earned in returns, right? Passive returns. Folks, here you don't have to watch videos, you don't have to jump hoops, you don't have to play games. You just have to collect your dividends. That's it. Why? Because AI, we are part of the smart generation where we can use technology to do all the hard work, right? So AI will do all the hard work and you just come and collect, okay? Now that's 17.7% a month. Or you can choose, he said, well, I have a bigger risk appetite and I want to make more. Is there a way? I said, yeah, 0.72%. You can collect 0.72% every day if you choose to lock your crypto in for 90 days, right? 90 days is 3 months, right? So at that point, every single day, you are earning 21.6%. 21.6%. Now, these numbers are starting to look very attractive, right? Because, some of you, we're used to it. Some of us, we're used to, at least being able to make a 20% return a month because at least, in 5 months, you'd have made 100% return. While the guys at the stock market are looking at the S&P and so excited that they made 30% in a year, we are actually beating the entire market by doing it much faster, right? Because the end game is how to make profits, right? You see, if you're here, you're a part of our community. We're not here to sell you any company's ideology. We are here to figure out what is the opportunity at hand. How can we milk and squeeze this thing dry to benefit us as a community? And if we win, that is what matters to us, right? So, guys, this is a system that's in place, like many of the systems, but this is a well-built system running on real technology. So, there's a lot we could probably do here as opposed to other options, right? So then you have the other option. He said, well, what if I'm just chill? I'm here. I understand, money is unlimited and I could take certain risk and I can make more. So what can I do? I said, you can stake your crypto for a year, right? And then you will earn 0.9% every day, right? If you look at that on a monthly, that would be 27% every month. This means that in 111 days, you can make your return on investment. So whether you came in at $1,000, right? Like some of my friends did, right? And you decided to choose 0.9%, you bring in $9 a day. Within 111 days, you would have made $1,000. So just, right, and not above or not below, right? Nine up $1,000 in profits, meaning that you are risk free. It's almost like at this point, you just found free money on the floor, and now that money on the floor is making money for you because whatever you put in, you took it back and went and put it exactly where you took it from in 111 days. And so when I told my friend this, he said he was very excited. Why? Because he's been in real estate and his goal is to earn 25% a month on properties. And even that he's enjoying it, right? I talked to another guy, he's into funding, right? He says, Kojo, I do big deals, but man, if I can even get 5% on a good deal, that's great. So that means that he's averaging between 5%, sometimes 13%, 15% on equity he gives to other businesses. So if he does $1 million, yes, then he makes 15% on that, right? But then, when you show people a way like this, certain buttons start to click in their mind, right? And so we'll talk about if you decide to share what you can do as well. So, you can also decide, okay, well, maybe I have more capital, right? Some of you guys on here, you are sitting on dough, right? You've already had success, you've created wealth, you have great jobs, businesses, and so you're able to take certain risks that others can't. Well, here you can make $45 a day on your $5,000, right? Somebody would say, well, I have 10 grand, right? What can I do with 10 grand? You can earn $90 a day, right? And that will put you at a 10 grand or 100% profit in 111 days. You could have one Bitcoin, right? And while everybody is waiting for their favorite YouTuber to scream Bitcoin is going to go up, you would be quietly multiplying your coins because here, the percentage you earn, if you put in any cryptocurrency, you are paid the exact crypto you put in. If you put in USDT, you earn USDT. If you put in Bitcoin, they will not pay you USDT. You will earn ROI on your Bitcoin, right? So I had somebody who said they had one Bitcoin, they put their one Bitcoin in, they're earning 0.9% BTC every day, meaning that in 111 days, that individual will have two Bitcoins. And that means that they would not care about the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin can go to 50K if they wanted to. He knows or she knows that she has multiplied that one coin to two of those coins. And now they can sit and actually wait for the price to go up, sell one of those BTC tokens and leave the other. While the same person they started with the same one BTC, when the price goes up, they have to sell half of the one BTC they have, and now they never have one BTC, right? So, these are the ways that we use these systems, right? Now, all profits can be withdrawn every day, and withdrawals are instant. Folks, this is not company has to verify nothing. They don't do none of that here. That's why we like this, right? There's no email verification code. There's no phone number verification code. They don't need you to submit your ID and you don't know where your ID goes. None of that is done here. You will only create an account using a username and a password. That's it, right? That's it. You can bind Google authentication for extra level of security. You can bind email verification for extra level of security, but that is all your choice. It's not a requirement. Okay. So that is one thing we like. Withdrawals are instant, folks. When you withdraw your USDT, it can take you literally 5 seconds, 30 seconds, right? All depends on chain. And it's right there in your wallet or your exchange. Same thing with Bitcoin. It's out. It takes 15 minutes for Bitcoin nowadays, sometimes 30, right? But whatever it is, sometimes 5 minutes, right? It all depends on the network. You have your crypto. Okay. So that is the option we have here, right? So if you're a passive income investor, you're a serial investor, you're you're a business-minded person, you're a wealth-driven person, you're a capitalist, whatever it is, you're a crypto enthusiast, you like staking, whatever it is, this is for you, right? So now, if you want to take a screenshot, you can. We're gonna go on to the next phase, right? So after I shared my story with my friend, and I said, look, this is what you can do. And I showed him the success that I had, right? So he said, wait, you're telling me that you can also share this, and not only will the person you share with make passive income on a daily basis, this company is willing to reward you. And I said, yes, they are. And I said, in fact, they will reward you very generously, right? To the point that we already seen an individual who's earning over 60,000, right? 60,000. Can you guess what it is? Is it monthly? So who wants to take a guess? 60,000. Is it monthly? You can put it in the chat, right? If you think it's monthly, you can put it in the chat, right? We have an individual earning over $60,000 a day. I just want someone to guess. Do you think it's monthly, yearly, weekly? What would be a guess, right? If somebody could please drop the answer in the chat. What would be a guess? Any of my co-hosts willing to, chime in, right? What would be a guess? Ken Henrik says weekly, and Latoya's asking per day. Tonya's asking. Tonya even made a statement. She said daily. Exactly, right? Because this system allows you to create massive amounts of wealth. That individual is earning 60 plus $1,000 worth of USDT every single day in just 4 months of being in this company and using their technology and sharing it, right? So they have something called VIP, right? So you can become a VIP, right? Today I had a talk with we were texting in one of our groups with a friend of ours who lives in Ghana, right? And I said, look, I do not look down on any person. The reason being is that yes, your environment and your situation can define where you are today, but it will never define who you are. You can talk to multiple successful people, and some of them have the same story, right? They have been broke before. They have hit rock bottom before. They've had people tell them you cannot do it and you would not amount to anything. And oh, you're doing that again. Oh, here he goes or here she goes again, right? But you see, when you have the mindset of a wealth creator, you have the mindset of a winner, the mindset of a VIP, then you understand that there is timing and there is season. And as long as you stay consistent and you're able to innovate and you're coachable and you take massive action, there is nothing that you cannot do. Right. So I told him, look, you could be the next VIP 9, and we'll talk about that, right? Next VIP 9, right? You could be at the top. You could earn thousands of dollars a day. And you just have to follow some of these principles, right? How did I learn this? Look, somebody told me about it. I had people educate me and I stayed coachable and I am where I am today, right? I don't have any magic tricks under my sleeve. In fact, like I said, I've only been even in the United States for a little while, right? But some people have even lived longer than I am, have built longer and bigger relationships. Some of you here today can do very, very well once you understand how this compensation plan works, right? So they have a rank called VIP1. Now, all this company is saying is that if you can share with at least one person, you will qualify for a VIP. Just one. So this is not the, 6x6 matrix and binary and, it's 15 people first. And no, if you can start with one person, you can be a VIP. Now, to eventually, right, max out the entire compensation plan, you need to have at least shared with two people. That is the bare minimum, right? And then through a process of duplication, you would then begin to see yourself move through these ranks, right? So VIP1, all you're saying is you have $3,000 in deposits, right? from your community, your investors, your team, whatever you want to describe this is what they are saying, right? Team investments at $3,000 puts you at VIP one. Whether it's one person you told about it or the one person you told one person who told two people who told one person, whatever happens, as long as you have 3,000, you're VIP one. This company is paying you 20% every single day of every dollar generated in your organization. So this 3,000 could earn $27 a day at 0.9%. You will receive 20% of that every day, $5.40. Now we begin to look at bigger numbers. What if it's $100 a day? 20% is $20 every day. What if it's $1,000 in profits, not the deposit? They're not paying you off anyone's deposit. In fact, if they were, we would have turned this thing off and never shared a single presentation because it would never make sense to pay someone from other people's deposits when you're supposed to be trading their money, right? It's like I gave you $1,000 and you went and paid your rent for 500, and you say, well, hey, Koja, you can come take your money anytime, right? Which money, right? You spent it. Who are you gonna pay me with your own money? No, right? So that's one of the reasons why we do not get involved in trading companies that pay direct deposit bonuses, right? Here you are only paid once people you have introduced are paid profits. You would get a commission, a rebate, like how all these different forex exchanges and futures trading exchanges have been doing. The traders are paid a commission from fees on everyone who they are trading for, right? So the system is doing that for us in that manner, right? So you're a VIP too. Why? Because you saw how this works, you saw that it was real, you decided to share, and somebody else thought the same thing, right? They duplicated. Then you have $10,000 in team investment, two VIP2 users. You become VIP2, sorry, two VIP1 users, you become VIP2, now you're at 30%, right? But I looked at it, I said, wait, something doesn't look right, right? Because by the time you add 20, 30, 40, you are already at 90%. So this company, how are they paying 90% check match, right? So there's more to it, right? There's more to it, and I'll explain. There's a catch. There's always a catch, people, right? And we found the catch, right? So let's say you also shared, right? People duplicated. Now you add VIP3 because you have two VIP2 users and 30,000 in team sales or team investments, right? So this is what you're saying. You start, right? For example, we're gonna use one of my friends here, Tonya, right? Tonya started, she sent me her link. I get started. Uh, she's a VIP3, I'm a VIP2, right? At the same time, Tonya also gave her link to Gideon, right? So Gideon is her other team. She has two teams, right? And Gideon is VIP one, right? And then she has another VIP two, and then she has one other person who's an investor, right? We'll call that investor Coach Herod, right? He puts in what, maybe 100,000, right? Making $900 a day, right? So you have three teams. Two of them are VIP two, one is a VIP one, and one is unranked. We call that VIP zero, right? An investor who's just earning. Okay, great. So here's the catch. Tonya would only receive a difference between 40% and 30% of my entire organization, right? The profits that they bring in every day, she will only get 40 minus 30, 10%. At the same time, on Gideon's leg, right? Because Gideon is a VIP one, right? So what's gonna happen is, let's say he's also making $100 a day. Gideon gets the whole 20%, right? But Tonya would have to get 40 minus 20, the difference, 20% of that daily ROI. Okay. So that is what makes this entire thing add up, because then you count these percentages all the way down. It's just going to be 10%, 10%, 10%, 10% in difference, plus the 20 adds up to 100%. And why is 100% what they're able to pay? We'll find out in the other slide. I'll go back and I'll explain to you how these profits are actually distributed. Everything is coming from money they make in trading, and they only pay out from profits generated. They don't go find money in the, out the wind and say, here's money from under the table. It's literally profits generated that is redistributed. Okay. So that is how that works, right? And it goes on, right? You become a VIP 4, you have 100,000 in sales, VIP 5, 300, VIP 6, a million in sales, right? A lot of you are looking at this number like, oh, I can do that, right? We've done it before, folks, multiple times, right? Today you have an opportunity to do this again, but here you can collect 70%, right? So what can you collect 70% on, right? So in this example, Tonya has another person, right? Coach Heron, who's VIP 0. He puts in $100,000, earns $900 a day. What this system is saying is that she will collect 40% of the whole $900 every day. Why? Because that individual did not hit any rank yet. So as an entire leg, an entire team that is unranked, you get the full percentage. Same thing as VIP 6. So even if Coach Heron never decided to share, right? But Tanya kept going through every single rank to VIP 6. Even that same deposit, if he never compounded, that same $900 a day he makes, now she gets 70%. All the way to when she's even VIP 9, just off that one individual's deposit earning $900 a day, she will also get a check match of $900 a day. Why? Because she received 100% check match at VIP 9. Folks, when we did the numbers and started running numbers up through these volumes and looking at what we could make, we realized that the opportunity to make over $1,000 a day starts from literally even right here. If you can hit VIP 5 and start to grow a team, certain investors that come in, you start to collect 60%, even if they make $100 a day, and you have 10 people in your organization unranked who are making $100 a day because they put in maybe 11,000, right? That will put you at over $600 a day from just that unranked team. Not even the team within the other ranks where you're getting 10% here, 10% here, 10% here. This is a wealth generating machine, and it's in the palm of your hand if you download this app today. So we're going to go into the app real briefly. So folks, this is how that works, right? And then there's one other catch, right? One other catch. Yes, there's always a catch, and we like to find it first, right? So we're not surprised, right? The catch is something called the reward limit, right? So the reward limit, this is what the company is saying. As an investor, right? Whether you have 100, 1,000, 5,000, whatever it is, you can still become a VIP, right? Your investment fund is separate from your VIP fund. So we like that, right? Other companies, they will combine all of that and say, hey, you hit your max, you have to put more money or you can't make no money anymore, right? Here they separate it. So your investment will always earn till your contract ends. It has nothing to do with VIP, except for the reward limit. They will continue to pay you as a VIP based on how much you also have invested yourself. So, an example, you had $1,000 in your own investment. You became a VIP 1. The minute you earn commissions from your team up to 1,000, you have to put it back, right? Or you have to put some of it back, and you get a 1x limit till you become a VIP 2. But the gap between VIP 1 and 2 is almost nothing. So most people never really experience this, right? They just move straight to VIP 2. Now at VIP 2, that same $1,000 now resets and you have a limit of 2,000 in VIP rewards you can collect, right? Some people will never experience this. Why? Because by the time they hit that max of 2,000 in team profits, they already hit VIP 3, right? But even if you do, at that point, you can take half of the money you made, one quarter, $100 minimum if you want, and add it back to your own capital, and you receive a 2x limit. So every time you put some in, make more, put some in, and you keep doing this till you're VIP3, it resets to 3x. Okay, so now your limit is growing, right? VIP4, your limit will reset to 4x all the way to 9x, meaning that if you had $1,000 as a VIP9, every time you make 9,000, you would probably have to put 1,000 back again to get a 9x 9,000 limit on VIP earners, right? So that really breaks down, all the different angles around this. One last thing, if your team invests, sorry, Bitcoin, as a sponsor, you have no choice but to also deposit Bitcoin because they will only pay you the rewards based on the deposit currency that you also have. So usually what some teams are doing is they're encouraging everybody to just use USDT. So everyone just earns in USDT, right? As you know, we do not have control over people's choices. So some people might decide to invest Bitcoin, right? BNB, TRX, right? So as a sponsor, as somebody who knows that you're trying to, or you're actively sharing and you're going to benefit from the system, these are the different guidelines you have to look for, right? So you can use some of these profits, get more Bitcoin, get more Ethereum. And why is it important? Think about it. It helps you. The funds you have in your investment, they don't sit idle. They keep earning you more money. So it's a win-win, folks, if you really look at it. At the same time, think about it. You have other leaders on your team who also grow through these ranks. Even if no one recruited again, do you want to stay where you are? No. So as people increase their own capital, it ensures that the entire team benefits and everyone makes more, regardless of having to recruit more people. To me, I saw this as a genius thing that helps the ecosystem grow faster, helps individuals who are putting in the work benefit more from the rewards, and even helps people who would have not focused on growing their investment to use this as a tool to actually grow their own investment, right? So this is how that works. So that breaks down the entire compensation plan. What else? What else? What else? This they have a token that will come soon, but they're gonna airdrop it to VIP 9 star, 2 star, and 3 star. Basically, if you're a VIP 9 and you create other VIP 9s in your team, then you become a VIP 9 star. VIP 9 is 30 million in volume. Okay. So it might take some of us 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, but trust and believe you will get there through the system of duplication, right? So the question I asked myself was, okay, how does this company afford to pay 100% check match, right? I wasn't the brightest in school when it came to math, but I can assure you I learned my addition, multiplication, and subtraction in my division, right? So one thing we had to do is we had to come here because this is the operating fee structure of the company, right? This is how they distribute every dollar in their system. So it means that for example, I give you let's say $1,000, right? And you make $1,000 every day in profits, right? But you tell the person who invited me, and told me to come see you that you can trade, you tell the person, look, every whatever you make for me, you're gonna give them an equal amount. Meaning that if you make $1,000 today in profits for me, the person who invited me, you're gonna give them $1,000 as well. That would only mean that technically, right, or literally, you would have to make twice the amount as the bare minimum. Meaning that if you made $100 for me today, you have to make sure you go back in there and make another $100, else your claim is bogus. So for this company to pay out investors, right? Remember, investors only receive 45% of every dollar generated. So in this example, we use $1 million, right? So the company creates $1 million in revenue for today. This is what they are saying. Investors will not get the whole million. You are only going to get 45%. So investors get 450K, right? 450,000. Call it 450K, All right. Now, at this point, in order for this compensation plan, which they call the VIP rewards, right? In order for this VIP rewards to make sense, to be mathematically accurate, right? This company would need to make another 450K. But remember, they made 1 million, so they have more. And they decided to put more than half. Actually, this PDF, the management fee here, 4% of it has been added back to the VIP rewards. So this is actually 54%, right? Because all of this goes back here, but we'll explain how that happens, right? So now the VIP rewards is sitting at 50%, right? But what is 50%? Even if this example of 50%, what is 50% of $1 million? I would ask somebody to help me, but I don't know. Maybe you guys are good at math, right? Can somebody help out? What is 50% of 1 million, right? For those of you who are paying attention, what is 50% of 1 million? I kind of already started it for you guys. So if you can drop it in the chat. Oops, somebody already got it. 500K. It's that simple, right? 500K, right? So 500K and 450K, which is bigger? 500K and 450K, which is bigger? And the answer goes to 500K, right? So here alone, right, without me having to jump through hoops and wait for a CEO to get on a call and explain to me how this works, I can literally calculate this myself, and so can you, right? So we see that the VIP rewards exist because whenever they make profits, they do not pay all of it to investors. They will leave some of it to ensure that they have more than enough to pay out the VIP rewards. And one thing I like about this company is they're giving you exposure to how they actually operate. So we are not confused when we see certain rewards being paid out. We don't think, oh, wait, where did that come from, right? We can now calculate where it came from. So with all of this being said and done, folks, I believe our main priority, which was to share the passive income side, has been completed. Our next priority was to share the value of the ranks and team bonuses, right? That has been completed, right? So now you guys need to look forward to other bonuses that this company is giving out. Remember, we spoke about the event bonuses, right? So you could be in Lagos, Nigeria. You could be in Accra, Ghana. You could be in Sao Paulo, Brazil, right? You can be in Michigan, USA, right? You could be wherever you are. You can literally decide to put a few people together in a room. There's rules on how you got to do it. Everything is in the app. We'll go in the app, and they will tell you what to do, and you can claim $500, right? Also, if you want to open up the studio, you can claim up to $10,000. They'll pay for the studio. You have to show the lease, all of that kind of stuff. Submit the proof that you've decorated the office for Aifeex and put everything in the app. They will credit you, right? And then actually they'll actually pay you 2,500 a month if you host an event every day in your office, teaching people and training them on how to use the Aifeex technology, right? Remember, they have more than one product. The ROI is just one piece. We have real products and services that you can offer to people inside this app and you can use yourself, okay? So that is the other part. And also there's a competition now for this month. Hit the rank of VIP 4. The more sales you bring in every day, you're giving away some free bonus cash, right? So folks, I'm excited. I hope you're excited. The next thing is we're gonna go in and dive into this application. One thing I hear about my phone, I usually get a ton of calls, so I'm just praying that no calls or texts come in while we do this. So let me try to get on my phone real quick. Okay. Okay, folks, so I'm on the app. There's a new version. Okay, great. I'm gonna have to update later. Right. In between that, let me make a few more people co-host. I just seen some people on here. Okay, so folks, this is the app, right? User friendly. User friendly. Okay. Now, this is the information about the listing on NASDAQ, right? Maybe we can read it very quickly. For those of you that are still trying to understand what that means, this company acquired a company that was already in the process of being listed, okay? And what they did was the company was called Shepherd Avenue Capital Acquisition Corporation. SAC, what was that? SPA, that was their old symbol, right? But that's what the company is, right? And the company's role, right? When we went and read on NASDAQ, their role is that they're a corporate entity that is used as a vehicle to acquire other businesses and companies. So it is from what we, this is just me putting one and two together. Aifeex acquired this company so they can publicly be able to acquire other entities like other technology companies, digital currency companies, right? Anything that they feel would add value to their company. They have now a vehicle that is acclaimed by NASDAQ that allows them to go into rooms that they probably wouldn't have been able to go into, and they can now use that special vehicle, that SPAC, to acquire all these companies and businesses, right? And that's the ticker for the company. It's live if you want to go indulge in it. Once again, it's a stock. Stock market is risky at your own risk, but timing, are you early? That's up for you to decide, right? So we also know that eventually users who are within the Aifeex Limited, which is the technology company, the app we are using, the trading company, will be given access as well to tokens and tokenized stock tokens, just by being a part of this community. So that's something also to look forward to, right, guys? So that was the announcement. This is the app, very user friendly, right? Some of you have seen other great apps being developed. But the question I asked was, is the AI assistant real? Because everyone can build an AI model now, right? I'm sure most of you following the news, you know that. But it costs a lot of money to create your own model and to host your own model. All the servers and the data you have to pay for yourself. So yes, when a company says they use AI, if they are really an AI technology company, they have to have a product that they are spending tons of money on themselves, right? So these guys have that. So look at the programming assistant, for example, right? So here, just like ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and Google AI, and all these other guys out there, they have their own model which can perform specific tasks. This one is specifically focused on programming. I'm not a programmer. I don't know how to write code. I will ask it to complete a very simple task, right? And we'll see if this AI can accomplish that. So we'll say as a professional animation developer, right? I want you to help me create the code for a school bus, right? That moves from left to right on the screen and changes color from yellow to green every 5 minutes by providing me the code, right? Let me see if there's anything I want to edit. Okay, let's go with this for now, right? Let me copy it in case it tells me I have to re-instruct it the right way. So folks, I'm just trying it out, right? I'm trying to see what can it do, what it can do. Oh, here we are. I didn't even finish my sentence, right? So let's go to the top. I can guide you on how to create a simple animation. Three languages: HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Here's the example. They've already done it. It's already written the entire code for a basic design. In CSS, it's created the bus and its motion, keyframes, JavaScript. It says this code will animate a bus, right? Div, moving from left to right across the screen and changes its color every 5 minutes. It's now telling me I can adjust the animation duration and styles to fit my need, meaning I can go back and tell this AI, edit this part. I want the I want the bus to look like this. I want smoke to come out the exhaust. You can now build on top of this. And I don't know how to code, right, folks? So this is what Aifeex has created as a AI technology company today. Is there other assistants? Yes. Screenwriting. You can do the same thing, right? Write scripts, and we've done it, right? Written scripts, you can build your resume, CV, whatever they call it. You want to apply for another job. You've been stuck, brain dead. Like, what do I got to say to this company? But the AI do the work, right? And you can do all of this inside this application for free. You don't have to spend any money. They're not charging you money to use their AI. You just get to use it 5 times a day. But if you're part of the program, as you hit the ranks, you can use it 100 times a day, right? 500 times a day. And you can do a lot more with the AI, right? Also, the video on NASDAQ, just want to watch it real brief, right?
Hello everyone. We are thrilled to announce that we completed the acquisition of Shepherd Avenue Capital Acquisition Corporation. And the company has been renamed Aifeex Nexus Acquisition Corporation. Our new ticker symbols are AIFEU, AIFE, and AIFEO.
And since then, we have been advancing in post processes for SPAC. And on April 9th, 2025, Aifeex went to NASDAQ and rang that opening bell, thusly launching our way into global capital markets.
In line with our strategic plan, we successfully rang the bell at NASDAQ ahead of schedule. By the end of fourth quarter 2025, we will have completed work integrating Aifeex's AI fund business assets with the new Aifeex Nexus Acquisition Corporation. This will allow us to fully realize our listing strategy and position Aifeex as a new AI financial technology leader.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NASDAQ.
All right, good afternoon and welcome to NASDAQ. My name is Jordan Sachs and I have our global SPAC team and senior managing director on the listings team. It is my great pleasure to celebrate this important milestone. Now, first thing first, before we get started,
This video is in the app. Once again, you download the app, get with the person that invited you. They will send you the link. The app is free to download. Now, what again excited us about this company? When you go in to look at holdings, for example, here you can see all the different fund managers, right? Yearly, quarterly, monthly, whatever, right? We're going to look at the yearly performance. You can track it over the last year, where it started from, how much returns it has created for the fund. Investors received 45% of this, right? Holdings. This company is telling you every currency they have divided our portfolio in. I haven't seen this, right? In many companies, they trade, but you don't know if they're trading Chainlink, Dogecoin, right? Algo. You don't know if they're trading ETC, BNB, right? You don't know if they're trading Bitcoin or Ethereum. And when something happens in the market, is an excuse. Right here, they have limited excuses because we know exactly what they're trading, right? Also, we click on any of these currencies. We'll try Bitcoin. Let's refresh the page. Okay. Now, what I like about this company is the fact that they show you profits and loss record. I have a lady that's on here. We just spoke today. She showed me a company she's in. She said, Kojo, I don't understand why that company I'm in only wins every day. I said, wait, that's crazy. No one wins every day, right? Aifeex doesn't win every day, but they have a unique strategy that ensures that they never lose the funds on our account. And what is this strategy? We'll show you, right? They go in two directions at the same time. So usually when they're taking trades, there's some trades, once again, machine learning. If it's unsure of the market's direction, it will take a position going long. It will take a position going short. It will take a position going long, right? And it will take another position going short. Why does it do this? Because if it goes long and the market goes against it, it will lose. But the market only goes two directions, up or down. So it go long and it will go short. And the machine learning AI is able to detect which one will make the most money per real time and close the losing position quickly to take profits on the winning position. So for example, the trade is going up, right? But you went up and down. Now you're losing $20 going down, you're losing $20 going up. But your analysis instantly tells you the market is going to continue going up. So you close the loss at 20 because you've broken even. You already have 20 up top. And whenever it goes higher, if it does $30, you made $10 profit. That is the system they are using. And when I saw this, I said, this is genius, right? Why? Because you're reducing the risk for investors by ensuring that you have a strategy that it's like the market cannot even get angry at you. It could go left or right, and you're still going to take something home, right? So that is what these guys are doing, folks. And yes, they have profits, they have losses, but because of the system, and you can go through these trades, folks, hundreds, and now they're even showing us the exchanges. Prior, before the update was completed, we couldn't see what centralized exchanges they were trading on. Now the data is feeding us, letting us know this particular trade is going on KuCoin, on Bybit, and all these different exchanges, Binance, XT, right, BingX, and folks, it's hundreds, if not thousands, of trades a day. It's hundreds, if not thousands, of trades per day, right? So once again, is that all? No, they went above and beyond. They show you live trades. Every time I refresh, the price is going to change. They show you live trades. No one is doing this in the industry today from what I've seen, right? I get sent dozens of projects every week, folks. No one is showing you live trades. These guys are showing you unrealized gains. As the market moves, you see the trades. So you can, what we've seen some people have done is some people are traders on their own, right? They come here and they sit here and they refresh and they wait for the AI to get into a brand new trade. Then they run straight onto their own exchange, use the same leverage, and they go into the trade. Why? Because they see that this AI performs better than it loses, right? So why not just copy its style? And so we've seen some people post in the groups and they have their own chat group, folks, right? When you come here, everything is in-house. They have their own chat app inside. You can talk, text, video, calls, all of that. You can make your own group, right? Like I made my own group and you can share with your team and you guys can do anything you want in the group. It's 89,000 people online right now, 230 something thousand people inside this application today, right? So that is the power of what this company is doing, and you can be a part of it today. So I'm going to put it at an end here, guys. Just want to say thank you so much once again for your time. Thank you so much for being here. Please get with the person that invited you. They will send you a link. I believe this meeting was recorded as well. So we would also pass on the recording, right? It's pretty long, but I guess this is one of those recordings that is necessary to provide in depth. And thank you also my brother Coach Heron. I know you guys are in the UK and are about to take this by storm, right? So Christopher, Dorina, Fatima, Felix, right? Curtis, Latoya, and all my co-hosts. We just want to say thank you all. I'm gonna stop the recording real quick. And then we can allow for questions.